My name is John Powers. I am the Senior Network Operations Analyst.
I am Justin Bruce, and my job title is Help Desk Team Lead.
My name is Emmanuel Tsavaris, and I am Help Desk Technician Tier 2, End User Device Administrator. I can go through a lot of titles rather quickly.
So when I first came on to Plow as an analyst, we were quite a small company. I believe we probably had around, I think I was the 5th or 6th employee to come on at that time. We were the first line of defense for, network issues. If the client's internet was down or they couldn't reach some service, we'd be the front line, for accepting those tickets, making sure we respond to them. And also at that time, we were going through several clients' network refreshes. So I got thrown into the mix of learning how to console into routers and update them, and configure them to some extent. My day-to-day now versus when I started, it's similar, but it's different in the fact that now that I'm on the senior level, I don't have to necessarily keep an eye on all the tickets as they come in. I'm more or less like a tier 2, like a level 2 escalation if the junior analysts are unable to resolve. So I'm that point as an escalation. And I'm also focused more on back-end processes, making sure we've got proper processes laid out that make sense, or identify any things that we can improve upon.
Technology has been a passion of mine for, as far back as I can remember. My generation, my age, my generation was in between not having cell phones and then cell phones becoming a thing. For me, I've always had a, kind of wondering how all of that worked, wondering how cell phones work, how when I send a text message, how does that get to somebody? Or, even gaming systems, like how does that work? And then whenever online gaming became a big thing, it just kind of all rolled into one. I was like, I'd really like to know how this, really works.
Before Plow, I was working with Apple as one of their Apple Care technicians. So I was the guy that you were talking on the phone with. I had a whole different view of what the average help desk technician, whoever the guy was on the other side of the phone call, I had a completely different appreciation for them, because they don't stop. It's 5 seconds and then you get a call, and then 5 seconds after you're done with that call, another one comes in, and that's the entire day. A typical day in my job it really depends the day. It pretty much starts with triaging some tickets, trying to help some people out with whatever they've got going on, and then might migrate into some downtime where you'll just kind of fail with either training in new aspects, because there's always something new to learn with IT. It doesn't stop.
I think, looking ahead to 2022, I guess the first thing would be definitely want to try and bring on more customers. That's our kind of always, something we're looking forward to, is that next customer that's going to come on board. One of the biggest things too is, again, trying to shore up on these processes, these procedures, and really trying to define, for each of our customers, what those processes and procedures may be, because every customer is different. I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to, hopefully pulling on some new customers in 2022 for sure.
So another thing in 2022 that I know we've been focusing on and is kind of streamlining our products and our services of what we offer, and making sure that our client clearly understands hey, what it is we're doing for them and anything we're not doing for them. So maybe down the line they sign up for network support, but then they realize, hey, these guys are crushing it. Let's go ahead and get them, let's have them take everything on board, right? We'll have them manage our end users, our servers, what have you. Yeah, a lot of good things coming in 2022.
I agree, 100%.
I know we're still looking to build out some other products as well, like SentryPath. Big focus on making sure that we're compliant to be able to provide security assistance, because the security that we offer for our organization specifically is rock solid. And it would be definitely super exciting to see that go into other clients as well.
For sure. Yeah. One reason I like working here is one word: it's family. Right? That's, looking at these guys, the crazy thing is, I say it all the time. I say hey, I could fight with John just like a brother, or Emmanuel just like a brother. But at the end of the day, when it's crunch time, we come together, we work as a team. It's a family environment. And honestly, that's hard. That is hard to find, and that's something that, anytime anybody asks me, hey, what's one thing you like about it, is from, Cameron and Brian, CEOs, all the way down to us. It's nobody makes you feel like you're not a part of a team, right? And then of course everybody else who works here as well. It's more, everybody picks up everybody's slack where it needs to be. If somebody's out, got questions, you can, we can go to Cameron with a question and not feel like, hey, we're going to get in trouble for asking Cameron or Brian a question, right? And so it's just the family, and that's one thing that I really like about Plow.
Like you were saying earlier, like everyone kind of has a voice, right? So like if you've got an idea, speak up. If it's a good idea, we'll probably implement it and run with it.
I've never worked in an environment like this where you're just like, you're able to take something and run with it. If you've got the guts to do it and just take it on, which is awesome. I mean, you get so many other opportunities to gather experience in places that you never would have, like the automation piece, or some random guy taking tickets, like actually starting to write automations and work with engineering is like unheard of in an actual corporate business. Yeah. Also, understanding that literally anyone in the company is open and willing to just have a conversation with you is completely different. So.
Yep, I agree. We have a great group of guys, and couldn't do it without each and everybody in this department. These two guys, so it's been a fun ride. It really has. We've enjoyed it.